emails with a creepy backstory. I was sitting at my desk working on a project when I heard the ping of my email notification. I opened it up and my heart sank when I saw the message. "I'm obsessed with you," it read. "If I can't have you, I'll kill myself." I stared at the words in horror. I didn't know who this person was, but they clearly had some kind of mental health issue. I scanned the rest of the email, which was filled with rambling nonsense about how they were going to make me love them. At the bottom of the email, there were several pictures of an arm covered in cuts. I felt sick to my stomach. This person was clearly in a lot of pain. I didn't know what to do. I was already getting some emails from this person where he was acting as someone from my college, but this time he went too far. I decided to do some research online. I quickly learned that this was a common tactic used by stalkers and abusers. They would send their victims threatening emails or messages, hoping to scare them into doing what they wanted. I also learned that it was important to document everything. I took screenshots of the email and the pictures, and I saved them in a safe place, and then decided to contact the authorities. I filed a police report, and I told them everything I knew about the stalker. The police took my report seriously, and they started an investigation. They were able to track down the stalker's IP address, and they eventually arrested him. The stalker was a drug addict who'd been living on the streets. He got my email address from my LinkedIn profile. He was obsessed with me, and he thought that if he couldn't have me, he would kill himself. The stalker was sent to a rehabilitation centre where he is now getting the help he needs. I'm glad that he's getting the help he needs, but I'm also relieved that he's no longer a threat to me. This experience was a wake-up call for me. I realised that I needed to be more careful about my personal information. I also realised that it's important to speak up if you're being harassed or threatened. You don't have to go through it alone. There are people who can help you. It's summer 2021. I woke up to the sound of my phone buzzing. I rolled over, checked the screen. It was an email from an unknown sender. "Your official account has been hacked," the email read. "We have all your personal information, including your name, address, social security number, and bank account information. If you want us to delete this information, you will need to pay us $1,200 in Bitcoin. The address is below." I was stunned. I'd never been hacked before. I didn't know what to do. I called the authorities, but they said there was nothing they could do. They told me to pay the ransom and that they would try to track down the hackers. I didn't want to pay the ransom, but I was afraid of what the hackers would do if I didn't. I transferred the money to the address in the email and I waited. A few hours later, I received another email. "Your information has been deleted," it read. "Do not contact us again." I was relieved, but I was also shaken. I'd just paid $1,200 to someone I didn't know, and I didn't know if they would keep their word. The next day I went to work. I told my boss what had happened, and he said he would look into it. A few hours later he called me into his office. "Bad news," he said. "Our office server's been hacked. All of our employees' personal information has been stolen." I was devastated. I couldn't believe this was happening. I'd just paid $1,200 to protect my information, and now it had been all stolen anyway. I went home and called the authorities again. They said they were aware of the situation and that they were investigating. I didn't know what else to do. I felt like a victim. I'd been hacked and had lost all my personal information. I was afraid of what the hackers would do with it. I spent the next few days worrying about my future. I was afraid that my identity would be stolen and that I would be a victim of fraud. I was also afraid that my credit score would be ruined. A few weeks later, I received a letter in the mail. It was from the authorities. They said that they had arrested the hackers and that they had recovered all the stolen information. I was relieved. I'd finally gotten some good news. I was able to put this whole ordeal behind me and I was able to move on with my life. If you ever receive an email from an unknown sender, do not click on any links or open any attachments. If you think your account's been hacked, change your passwords immediately. And if you are a victim of a crime, report it to the authorities immediately. I woke up one morning and turned on my computer. I was greeted with a message that said, "Your computer has been locked. To unlock it, you must enter the decryption key." I was confused. I'd never done anything illegal. I didn't understand why someone would want to lock my computer. I tried to close the message, but it wouldn't go away. I tried to restart my computer, but it wouldn't boot up. Suddenly, I got an email with a document. It was saying that if you want the decryption key, you must pay me $500 through Bitcoin, and it needs to be done before midnight. I was starting to panic. I needed my computer for work, and I didn't have $500 to pay for a decryption key. I didn't know what to do. I decided to search the internet for help. I found a few articles about ransomware, which is a type of malware that encrypts a victim's files and demands a ransom payment in exchange for the decryption key. The article said that there was no surefire way to get rid of ransomware, but there were a few things I could try. I could try to restore my computer from a backup, but I didn't have a recent backup. I could try to pay the ransom, but there was no way that the criminals would actually give me the decryption key, or I could try to find a way to decrypt files myself. I decided to try to decrypt the files myself. I found a few free tools online that could be used to decrypt ransomware encrypted files. I tried several of the tools, none of them worked. I was starting to lose hope. I was about to give up when I found a forum post about a new tool that could decrypt ransomware files. I downloaded and ran it on my computer. The tool scanned my computer for encrypted files and tried to decrypt them using a database of known ransomware decryption keys. After a few minutes, Ransomware Decryptor successfully decrypted all of my files. I was so relieved. I'd finally got my computer back. I learned a valuable lesson from this experience. I now make regular backups of my files and I keep my software up to date. I also know that there are free tools available that can be used to decrypt ransomware encrypted files. Emails are considered as the safest form of social media, but sometimes it could bring the deadliest threats. Make sure you don't click at unknown websites or servers to keep yourself safe online. Let us know if you've got similar incidents because we're eager to listen to you. Do give it a like and subscribe to the channel.